Radiant team pick.
I really dislike this pick. Obviously, if they're going to play Veno Tusk in the offlane, it's a decent lane. But I think against Darkseer in particular, like, this hero naturally builds a pipe. Like, you don't have a huge amount of stuns like we were talking about, and now they've picked Darkseer with Surge. I think they're really going to struggle to control, like, heroes that are really maneuverable around the fights. They're playing against Ember, Darkseer, Lycan. Like, where's your lockdown? I mean, they have Soulbind, they have, like, Snowball. I think their lane should be strong, but I struggle to see them going into the mid-game unless they're, like, far ahead to be able to play into this 0-900, like, lineup of them.
10 seconds. 5 seconds.
I can't remember if it unlocks the movement speed. That's a good question. Why? Can't answer. Unbelievable. It's just ridiculous. Granting him. No, it says shapeshift move speed 650, so I'm assuming it's set even when you're surged. I'm not 100% sure, but we'll see.
10 seconds. 5 seconds.
I mean, the Darkseer builds I've seen most of the time at the moment is they go Ags, like second or third item for the double iron shell. Because you get 2 charges, right? And if you look at the 2 cores he has at the moment, Lycan running at you is scary enough. Imagine if he has an iron shell on him as well. Like, just shove it on the 2 wolves, dude, and just let the wolves like run at somebody when they're invis and they just die. That sounds amazing.
Dire should pick now.
Earth Spirit.
Yeah.
Ten seconds. 5 seconds.
Yes. Yeah. I can't believe this Earth Spirit's been let through the pool, because you know they were probably needing a 4, right? And they probably want a melee hero to play it with the Darkseer in the laning stage. I think they banned Shaman Death Prophet. Like, it could have been Ember 4, potentially, but... So, now this Darkseer Earth Spirit lane looks really strong against the Wraith King Grimstroke. Because the thing is as well, like, Earth Spirit, he supports the Darkseer in the laning stage. And then if you want to, you can just like get the Earth Spirit to TP away, and you just shove an Iron Shell onto him before the TP goes. And then he can gank another lane with an Iron Shell on it, right? This Tidehunter pick's really good as well. Like, it does well against the Lycan, it gives them the team fight and the catch they lack. But I think this 0-900 lineup, if they don't fall too far behind from the laning stage, they look so scary at like the 15 to 20 minute mark. That is true. It's tied mid as well, by the way. My question is, do they definitely do tied mid Veno 3? Because both of them lane up really well against the Ember. The question is, which one do they want to lane up against the Lycan? Because I think if they have a good laning stage, I think they could potentially win all 3 lanes on Inverse. And it's really difficult to win a game if you lose all 3 lanes. Like, I think Wraith King Grimstroke do really well against Darkseer. If he surges away, you then throw the stun on the Wraith King. Beats Lycan in lane, and I think Tide beats Ember in lane. So, call that for 7.
I'm happy to shoot allies where I can.
I mean, they could with Iron Shell and things coming through, and like Flame Guard. He can't take off the Flame Guard, right? He has no magical damage on top. It's difficult, I think, especially if there's like TPs that come from like Grimstroke or whatever. But if they're them, I don't think you want to go on the Tide anyway, right? Like, I think they can just run at the Venno, run at the Wraith King, like run at the Grimstroke. I think in particular is probably the big one. If the Grimstroke's allowed to have this like 3 points in Inkswell game, just shoves it on the Tusk and the Wraith King, they just go in, they commit. That's where a lot of their like early potential is going to come from and play around the Ravage. I'm I think he goes 0-2-4, plays around the fact that he doesn't need the lockdown as much because he has a Darkseer on his team. So, like, if he goes 0-2-4, while he's got Flame Gun on, they can't really do anything to it. Like, they don't have a huge amount of magic damage except Venno on Dire's side. So imagine this, like, Ember that's just surged Iron Shelled with a Flame Guard on running at you. I think Dire are just... they're going to be terrified. I am worried about, like, building pushing potential a little bit on Radiant. They are very much, like, having to play around the Lycan for like all objective taking, right? But I think the potential is definitely there. Obviously he's going to go Neck Ripper, you know, Feral Impulse. Be interesting. This is the standard DPC pause we've been having at the start of games. There's nothing new to this whatsoever. Every single region, without fail, at the start of a game, there'll just be a pause. I don't know what it is, and it's one of the most... You know when you get into a pub, right? And someone will pick their hero straight away, and then they'll disconnect. And then you load into the game after everybody's picked their heroes, and they're still AFK for like 5 minutes. It baffles me. What are they doing in this time? Like, are they making a 3-course meal? Or